and dated 4:22 p.m. Pacific Time Friday, just seconds before the crash. Metrolink spokeswoman Denise Terrell said that before the report aired, she would find it unbelievable that an engineer would be text messaging while operating a train. NTSB spokesman said, "We're going to look into that." Ms. Terrell this morning resigned her position as a spokeswoman for Metrolink. Dow Jones Industrial Average is now down 256 points as we go to a word from our sponsors.
I'm Barack Obama. I approve this message.
We want an end to this war, and we want diplomacy and peace. Not only can we save the environment, we can create jobs and opportunity. We're tired of fear, we're tired of division. We want something new. We want to turn the page. The world as it is not the world as it has to be.
From prehistoric time to today, man's progress has been marked by his ability to fashion tools and use them to his advantage. From early humans making tools from stone, man evolved and was soon trading with other men. Money evolved, and tools such as the abacus to handle complex money transactions were developed. By the end of the 19th century, machines, such as the cash register, began to appear. 100 years later, we have even better computer-driven machines which track stock, change prices, and automatically reorder. Meanwhile, the reinsurance industry has failed to embrace man's drive for progress. The reinsurance industry today would be as familiar to practitioners from the 1800s as it is to modern underwriters. An underwriter or broker from 1800 would settle nicely into today's business. That is, until now. For the reinsurance industry, pivot point changes everything. Soon it will be understood that the period before pivot point was as dark as the caveman period was before the abacus. Come and see for yourself if you don't believe. After a demonstration, you will understand what is possible.
There was a plane crash in Russia yesterday. A Boeing 737-500 went down. Apparently, the Russians are saying it was due to an engine fire, not a terror attack, that caused the crash. All 88 people on board. The right engine of the 737 apparently failed and caught fire as the plane was preparing to land yesterday in the city of Perm in the Ural Mountains. Apparently, no trace of explosives had been found at the crash site about 750 miles east of Moscow. Authorities refuted earlier reports that claimed the plane had exploded in the air, as well as media allegations that it could have been brought down by a terror attack. Officials said no one on the ground was killed. Flight 821 was operated by a subsidiary of the national flag carrier Aeroflot. Aeroflot officials said that the plane was circling at about 3,600 feet in, quote, difficult weather conditions, unquote, including low cloud cover and rain, when suddenly it crashed. The flight controller, Irik Bekbov, told Channel 1 TV of Russia that the plane's pilot was behaving in a strange way, disobeying orders to go lower on the final approach and instead taking the jet to a higher altitude. When he asked the pilot whether things were normal on board, the pilot answered positively, but his voice was strained as if under stress, Bekbov said. Quote, he was behaving in a strange manner and he wasn't following my orders. The plane's flight recorders have been found, and officials say it will take 3 to 4 weeks to analyze them. In Indonesia, an unidentified militant group is behind a series of attacks on facilities of the U.S. mining giant Freeport-McMoRan Copper and Gold Inc., this out in the rest of Papua province of Indonesia. That's according to police there today. No one was injured by the 3 blasts, which occurred on a road near the regional airport. The blasts on Friday and Sunday targeted a main bridge to Freeport's headquarters, a gas station, and a power facility. There was no significant damage. No group has yet claimed responsibility, but the police are blaming it on a separatist group that has said in the past that they have denounced the mine operated by Freeport Indonesia, a subsidiary of the New Orleans-based company, because they claim that it's a symbol of Jakarta's rule over the region. Also in Indonesia today, actually, 21 people have been crushed to death after a charity event by a wealthy family turned into a stampede. At least 11 people were injured, as well as those killed, following the incident this morning in the town of Pasuruan in East Java, about 800 kilometers from Jakarta. Panic broke out among the crowd of several thousand who had packed a narrow side street waiting for a cash gift of about $4.25 each from a wealthy family. A U.S. naval base in Japan may have been the target of two explosions that rattled a nearby residential area just south of Tokyo, this according to police over the weekend. No one was wounded in the blast late Friday night, apparently due to the upcoming docking of the USS George Washington, a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, which is scheduled to arrive there on the 25th of September. The base is about 30 miles south of Tokyo. And in England, a second British vacation company has gone bust, this according to the country's aviation regulator yesterday, the same week that the UK's number 3 tour operator collapsed. XL Leisure Group went into liquidation Friday. It left 50,000 of its customers stranded abroad. And yesterday, K&S Travel ceased trading, affecting about 150 people in the Turkish coastal town of Bodrum, as well as about 500 people with reservations who will have to cancel their trips. A phone number for K&S was dead on Sunday, and the company's website was down. The UK said that so far it has arranged 94 repatriation flights to ferry home almost 22,000 XL customers. British media have put the cost of the airlift at about $36 million. Airlines and travel groups have been badly hurt by soaring fuel prices and a weakening economy. And the Eurostar train service that operates the service from London to the continent has urged passengers to cancel upcoming trips through the tunnel because of lingering delays after the undersea fire last week. Eurostar said in a statement that passengers planning non-essential trips on the train anytime before September 21st should cancel them. The company resumed Eurostar traffic Saturday, 2 days after the fire broke out, but the statement yesterday said service is still very limited. The fire on a France-bound shuttle carrying trucks injured 14 people. One of 2 tunnels used for passenger and freight traffic has reopened, but the one damaged by fire still is closed. And over the weekend, a coordinated series of explosions struck a park and crowded shopping areas in New Delhi, killing at least 18 people and wounding over 60 more. A Muslim militant group has claimed responsibility. A number of Indian media outlets received an email sent just before the blasts warning that India was about to receive, quote, the message of death. In the name of Allah, the warning said, Indian Mujahideen, strike back once more. Do whatever you can. Stop us if you can. All the bombs exploded in or very near crowded shopping areas in various parts of New Delhi. They began going off just after sundown, prime time for weekend shoppers in New Delhi. And today, the head of emergency services